Welcome to the Living Centred podcast, a podcast all about learning together how to live lives which are centred on Jesus. Everyone lives centred on something. Our goal is to learn together how every area of our lives, everything about who we are and how we live, can be increasingly oriented around Jesus and transformed by Jesus. He invites us to a rich and satisfying life, where the good news that he truly is enough changes everything about how we relate to God, ourselves, and the world. In each episode, a different person shares about what it's looking like for them to seek to centre their life on Jesus right now. As we hear their stories, we get to learn together and to encourage one another in what it means for Jesus to be at the centre of our lives. This is a journey we are all invited to, and a conversation we all get to be a part of. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, my name's Adrian, and it is so good to welcome you to this week's episode of the Living Centred podcast. And it's my privilege to introduce today Keith, who's going to be sharing. Keith, it is good to see you.
Hello. Hi, everybody.
It's going to be good. Well, Keith, I wonder if you could start us off by telling us a little bit about yourself and what your life looks like at this point in time.
Yeah, so I'm an engineer. That's like a really big part of who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I particularly work on the railway.
Amazing.
And I have been doing that for about 14 years, which is, that was a long time.
Yeah, time flies.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. But I guess outside of work, I also really into my running, and my really exciting part of my week is I do scouts once a week, which I just absolutely love.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. That is such a good snapshot into your life. Now, ordinarily, we jump in with the big question of what does Living Centred look like for you right now? However, in a pre-conversation to this conversation, we just talked about, in order to understand the answer of that actually be really helpful to jump to the last question, which is, how have you changed? If we were to look at who Keith was 3, 6, 12 months ago, how would Keith today look different to then? And so I wonder if we could start with that question, which I think is then going to help us feed into the other questions.
Yeah, the last year has been such a really important part of my life, I think, over the last couple of years. So I guess this time last year, I was not in a good state, like in lots of ways. So I was definitely burnt out in like work. I was really just kind of pushing through, especially kind of January to March. I had a sabbatical booked in, which was been booked in for like 6 months.
Wow.
And that was what was keeping me going.
Yeah.
Even looking back at it now, I was just pretty depressed, really. Tired all the time, just really low a lot of the time, and needing that time off. I felt I was quite distant in my faith, and just like feeling like I wasn't really connected with God. Just felt quite distant, kind of wondering what I really believed and if I actually believed it at all anymore.
Yeah.
It was a really difficult time, and I think I only really know how bad it was looking back at it, which is always like when you're in it, it's sometimes difficult to see.
Definitely.
But now I look back at it, I'm like, oh dear, yeah, it's not good. But then I had my sabbatical, and that is what kept me going, because I was off work from April to end of August, so 5 months, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Such a big amount of time, and I purposely planned some good things in there. So my first month was just about resting, and just
sounds very good.
Taking the time and being just like, I'm just going to rest.
It's really good.
But then my next month in May, I went to Switzerland for a month, and I went to this place called L'Abri.
Wow.
Which is a Christian kind of retreat center.
Yeah.
That was like a really pivotal part. I was recommended to go to it by my friend's sister-in-law.
Amazing.
So kind of like slightly random connection. And I was a little bit unsure, if I'm honest, about what it was going to be about. It could have either been like a cult, or it could have been, I don't know, really difficult, people not very friendly, people,
Yeah.
Or just really like almost like ultra Christian.
Yeah.
I wasn't really in that space.
No, sure.
So I was very nervous about it, but it felt like it was the right thing for me to do. Just to have basically that time of spending time by myself, but also spending time with people. So I went there, and I think from the very first day, it was just really good. Everyone was really friendly. It was very like, they're really good at hosting people and looking after people. Everyone who went there was kind of, everyone's in a similar boat of being just wanting to find out more about God or find out more about themselves. They have a fantastic library there, which like has every kind of Christian book you could ever think of.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Like, yeah. And I went there with very kind of purposeful things about what I wanted to do, which is basically like figure out my next steps in my life.
Yeah, yeah.
That was like what was my aim was.
Amazing.
But that wasn't God's aim.
Those amazing moments where you kind of go in and think, yep, this is it. This is what I'm going for.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no, that isn't the case.
Yeah. So it wasn't at all. They've got really good structure to it. So every day you eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner with everybody together at the same time, and then half of the day you spend studying. So you'd go to like their library or go sit on a bench somewhere and read or study or journal or just do something that you come there for.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the other half of the day would be working. So you'd be gardening or cooking or cleaning.
Wow.
And that's a really good time also to get to know the other people there, because it's always great to chat when you're doing something. And then the study sessions, I did struggle with those to start with. Mm-hmm. Adrian, you gave me the retreat book, which was actually really good as a starting point for me to be like, okay, so this is how I do it.
Wow.
Because I was like, I've got like 3-4 hours. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
And they kind of tell you this is your time to study. So you shouldn't go off and like go on long walks, because there's loads of other time to do that. This is your time to be with God and study. To be like,
which just feels intense. It feels like a long time to start off with.
Yeah, it was like, so having those resources really helpful too.
Oh, I'm really pleased.
Yeah, to center on God and to try to think about what I wanted to get out of it. But then by the end of the time I was there, I actually found that it was absolutely fine spending that time. I almost didn't have enough time, because I kind of felt like I got into like a groove of thinking about the previous day, praying about it, and then reading the books I bought to read.
Wow.
And so I bought kind of 2 books to read. One of them was The Case for Christ.
Yes.
I'd read it before, but I wanted to really delve into reaffirming myself the science and the engineering, because being an engineer,
No, sure.
I'm very logical.
Yeah, yeah.
Then this book is so logical. It's basically like, it has to be true because of X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
He talks to some really knowledgeable people that even in the secular world, you'd be like, you wouldn't disagree with these people.
Yeah.
Because they know like about literature. They know about the history was like in that area.
Mm-hmm.
It was such a good reminder to me to be like, okay, I can't negate against the logic.
Yeah.
And I think for me, that was so good, because I'm such a logical person.
It's really helpful.
So I was really glad that I read that book first.
Yes.
Because it kind of gave me the stepping stone to be like,
I
okay,
love
actually my faith is
Yeah.
more secure than I thought it was.
Huh.
Because how can you not believe it?
Yeah. It's
Because
really
it's
good.
like,
Yeah.
and then the next book I read after that was a book called After Doubt.
It's a great. That's such a good book. Both of them are amazing books.
Yeah, I know. They're both really good books. And I'm actually still reading After Doubt, because The Case of Christ was quite chunky, so it took a while to get through it all.
Yeah. And I think After Doubt isn't one to rush through.
No, yeah.
It's
So I was kind of like reading like a chapter at a time, or just taking it slowly. The really important thing for me at that time was what God was teaching me, and he was teaching me about myself. So it wasn't like I didn't have like this bright idea about the future and I was suddenly going to be like doing X job for whatever.
Yeah.
He was teaching me about how I need to believe in myself and I need to be confident in who I am, and just basically God has made me who I am. So I should be content in that. I did not expect that.
Right.
When I went into this event, I was like,
Wow.
really? And then just realizing also the fact that it was a very social aspect as well. Like, you are with people all the time. You're eating together with people. I was staying in a room with one other guy, which was actually worked out really well, because like we both stayed there for the whole time we were there.
Wow.
He was constantly reaffirming me as well, to be like, actually, you are a good guy. Like, I wouldn't like be speaking to you if I wouldn't. Well, it wouldn't be like friends with me. It was like saying, I am your friend. Like, be content in who you are. Yeah, and realizing that I need to be around people, and that I do have reasonably high social battery compared to other people. Yeah. I knew that about myself, but it was reaffirming that to me, that it's so important for me to be with people. And people like me. I mean, it's so simple, and it feels silly, but that was so important for me. Just that term of like, people like me.
Yeah.
for who I am.
Yeah.
And even now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, it's really emotional.
Man, I feel emotional just you saying it. So I'm like, oh, dear me.
Yeah. Obviously, there were some bad days as well. Like I had one day where I just couldn't really study. I basically just lied on a bench and cried.
Yeah.
But it's also, you're in Switzerland. It was beautiful. And you could hear the cowbells ringing. So it was a day I could just kind of be like, but that's okay because you're in this really safe place as well. I struggled to go to dinner that day. But then when I eventually did, there were lots of people who noticed that I wasn't there.
Wow.
And they came up to me and said, "Oh, how you doing?" And the people that had been there for a while were like, "Oh, yeah, are you okay?" Like,
wow.
Trying to like talk or whatever. And it was like, again, for that reaffirmation of like, oh yeah, people actually do want to find out about me.
Yeah.
It was really special. This was probably in like halfway through when I think I had this realization. And then I think in like the final week, I started reading After Doubt. And the first chapter talks about how actually everyone goes through doubt, which was also really important for me to know. Because I also almost felt like, oh, why am I feeling doubt? I've been a Christian since I was like young, and like, but then it was like, yeah, everyone feels doubt. It's a natural thing. You go in peaks and troughs. And then he kind of goes into the first chapter of like, how do you get through this?
Yeah.
And the first chapter was, you need to know yourself.
Huh.
And when I read that, I was like, I was kind of like, okay, wow. So yeah, you've brought me on a journey, God. The last 2 weeks I've been learning about myself. And now suddenly I'm reading this book and it's saying you need to know yourself before you can get through your doubt.
Wow.
If I'd read that book first, then I wouldn't have been in the right place to
sure.
take that in. So I think I came out of that being like, I can be confident in myself and who I am and who God has made me. Yeah. And actually it's okay to doubt and it's okay to go work through those doubts in the right space.
Yeah.
That's such a powerful moment for me.
That's amazing.
So I guess that leads on to kind of like now. And
so before we get there, Keith, man, I'm going to hit pause button there because you have shared so much. One, thank you for trusting all of us with your story of both the good, the bad, and the ugly of all of it, of just the moments of darkness, the moments of light breaking in. It's just so moving hearing God's kindness to you.
Yeah.
Of just how I think all of us can resonate with it, where you kind of come with, I've got a plan. And then God's like, no. Yeah, I'm not that worried about what you might do. I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
This is about me and you. And I love it. And particularly in this moment where we're learning to live being present as a community, I think it is that. It's the learning to be present with God, learning to be present within ourselves, of everything you've just shared of oh God, this is how you define me. And therefore, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
And then learning to be present with other people. That's what struck me as if you'd just been there by yourself, it wouldn't have had the same power.
No, not at all.
You had to be there, connect with other people. That then means you can then be present in and through every circumstance. I just think it's amazing what God's done.
Yeah. And how it came about as well. Like I'd never heard of it before.
Yeah.
My friend's sister-in-law, such a random connection.
Yeah, it's just amazing. And in it, we will put in the show notes the two books you mentioned of The Case for Christ and After Doubt, as they will do anyone who reads them good.
Oh yeah.
They really will.
Good. Yeah.
And I also love it how you said, the After Doubt book, I'm still in that.
Yeah, I am, yeah.
And maybe that does lead us then into the next question, which is like, what does living centered on Jesus look like for you right now then?
Yeah, so I think I definitely came out of this experience being like, okay, this is a special experience. Like, it's very rare that I get a month
totally.
of just forced time to stop and think and be with God. Okay, so I need to think, when is a good time for me to actually, start reading my Bible again? Because I don't think I'd probably read my Bible properly in quite a while.
Yeah.
Because I was just like not in the good space. And I was it was just too much. But I was like, okay, so let's start again. Let's try to make it simple. Just find some time in the day where I can just spend like half an hour. Start with like the Bible in a year.
Yeah.
Which is just such a great resource. It's really easy to go through.
Yeah.
I realized that the mornings didn't necessarily work for me.
Yeah.
The evenings before bed didn't work for me because I was often too tired and be too distracted.
Yeah.
But I found out that like straight after work, I think I normally just kind of switch the TV on. But then I was like, no, actually, I'm going to make it a bit more helpful and be like, no, that's my time to just spend half an hour
really good
reading the Bible in a year and going through After Doubt. So continuing to go through slowly, because I am quite a busy person. So
totally. Yeah.
So, but like, no, I'm going to start that and force myself to do it to start off with. So then it becomes a routine, which is often how it works for me. I have to like,
I think that is the same for all of us.
Yeah.
Really do.
And that has helped me to kind of center back on God as well in that way.
Yeah.
And I think the way that the app works is quite nice, because it always, you go through the Psalm or Proverb, then the New Testament and the Old Testament. And after each section, there's a little prayer that you pray as well. That was really helpful to kind of pray about that particular section.
Yeah.
I'd go through that, and then I'd kind of read like as much as I felt was I could do of the After Doubt book.
Yeah.
And kind of keep going through that to kind of keep reconstructing my faith, because that's what I was doing, really.
Well, totally. And I think that After Doubt, it talks about this, of this moment of the doubt, it deconstructs.
Yeah.
But it's always in order that Jesus can reconstruct.
Yeah.
And it's allowing that, and that happening with God, with others. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really good.
And it's not like it happens every day.
Sure.
But it's also reminding myself also that just because I don't do it one day doesn't mean it's bad and it's not the right thing. It's to actually remind myself to be like, okay, it's fine. I've had a bad day, so I just need to just do nothing. Or actually, I need to go straight somewhere else, because it's like, it's been a long day at work and I need to go somewhere. And it's okay to have that.
Yeah.
But to also then make sure I do it when I have that chance. It's still very much a work in progress. And I'm not saying I'm like super centered on God and like...
No, sure. But isn't that the journey? I just think, isn't that the whole journey of this?
Yeah.
Of saying, I'm just living a life that's seeking to live more centered on Jesus. Yeah. And allowing him to shape everything else. And as far as I read it through the Bible, is that gets completed when I finally see him.
Yeah.
That's the joy. Yeah. That's the joy. We're all works in progress.
Yeah.
I think what strikes me, what you're saying there, is both the wonder and beauty of what it looks like, but also what helps you is actually the journey you've been on, is saying, yep, this is who I am. And therefore, to try and force myself to do it at this time or this time, it's never going to work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've found this time that works for me.
Yeah.
Because of how I'm wired, because of what it's going to look like. And then in that time, there's some things that could help me. I'm going to do the Bible in a year. That's going to be really helpful. I'm going to keep reading this book. And then there's prayers or questions that are there that enable me to then think, I could pray about that, or I will pray that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just really helpful. And I think, for others, just thinking, rather than thinking, how is everyone else doing this? Like, what does it just mean for us?
Yeah.
Just think, God, you want a relationship with me. You've made me this way. How do we enjoy this together?
Yeah, really definitely. Good. And I think growing up in a church, sometimes it's almost like, you have to do it in the morning. It's like, that's like, you always do the Bible study in the morning. I just really struggled with that. And it's like, actually, sometimes I need to like do like some exercise, like some stretching to wake me up. And that's the more important thing. And so I have tried it and it's just never really stuck. Whereas this feels like it has stuck. Because like you said, it is personal to me.
Totally. And the total fulfillment, everything you've just talked about, it's just amazing, I think.
Yeah.
I guess then our final question, which would have been our not final question if we'd done it slightly differently, but hey, this is working so well. Like, what's going to happen now is everyone's going to come and go, can I reorder all the questions now?
I know.
Do my head in. But like, what are you discovering then about who God is as Father, Son, and Spirit at the moment?
I think just that he does care for me. I think that's what it really comes down to. And that's what was really about that experience last year, was that God cares for me and wants good things for me. I think when difficult things happen or when things don't go, like, there's so many things that I'm like, what's going on? Why is this not happening? Or that. Yeah. Just kind of trying to go back to be like, actually, you care about me. And you brought friends into my life and people in my life that really care about me.
Yeah.
So I think that's what it is about. Yeah. Just reminding myself constantly about, yes, you do care.
Man, maybe you listen to this and you just need to hit pause in this moment and just hear those words, that God cares for you too. That what Keith has discovered is true for every person, that God cares for us, which is just utterly beautiful. And that it's weird because it is for everyone, but it's also for me.
Yeah.
It's for Keith. It's for you listening.
It's very personal.
It's just beautiful. Oh, man, Keith, thank you so much for sharing. As always, I get to this point, and I still don't grow tired of saying it. My heart is well and truly full because it is. How can it not be? When you hear people's stories, you're like, such good news. Keith, you are good news. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
I think out of the wonder and beauty of everything you've shared, I think the thing I'm going to consider is what you found is that God is more interested in who I am than what I do.
Yeah.
That would be that's her summary of everything you just said. And I think I can still sometimes run away with the doing. And I just want to sit with God.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just want to sit with who I am. Let's keep coming back from that place. The other stuff will flow from there.
Yeah.
And it'd be well more healthy.
Yeah.
And so that's going to be for me. What about you, my listening friends? What are you going to consider more out of the wonder and beauty of everything Keith has so eloquently shared with us? Lastly, I want to thank you for listening, and I just want to pray for each and every one of us. I pray we would know more of the wonder of living centered on Jesus this coming week. Amen.
Thanks for joining us on this week's episode of the Living Centered podcast. New episodes are released every Monday, and if you enjoyed this episode, please do like and subscribe on your chosen podcast provider to receive them direct each week. Living Centered is produced by the team at Oasis Church in Birmingham, UK, and you can find out more and get in touch with the team via theoasischurch.com.